introduce us to yourself.
Hi, yes, I am Cynical Insomniac. I'm a spoken word artist in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, you're in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so where did you get your name from, Cynical Insomniac?
You know, it's been something that I I just started writing poetry in April, like this past April 2020. So it's something that I just have been using for a long time in different areas of my life. So if I would write like I used to call them blurbs, like little blog posts. I had a blog, like a Tumblr, that was rantings of a cynical insomniac. So I would write like little blog posts on my Tumblr under Cynical Insomniac. So it's been my handle for years, because it pretty accurately describes me as a person. To be honest, I am not the most optimistic person in the world. And I have been an incurable insomniac since I was 14. I've dealt with insomnia every night since I was 14 years old. So that's just something I battle with.
So you were diagnosed with cancer at 9.
Yeah.
You had multiple surgeries by the time you were 20.
Correct.
And you have APS.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, it's called Anti-Phospholipid Antibody Syndrome. It's an autoimmune disorder. It's essentially, I'm sorry, I wanted to send this to one person.
Yeah, no worries.
My sister-in-law might want to see it. Hold on. I can't find her. Okay.
Don't you hate when that happens, yo?
I know. I'm like,
you're like I know their name, but I'm not sure if I know their name.
Right. I'm like, I know her first. I don't know. I don't remember. She'll see it afterwards.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Gemini. Yeah. APS is anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome, and that's why I have a piece called Cancerous. I don't know if you've heard it, but in that piece, I say something to the effect of, my blood is too thick. It's something hard to pronounce, something I unfortunately was born with. And that's what APS is it messes with how your blood clots. And it messes with how, so it puts you at higher risk for things like stroke, and blood clots. So I have to be on blood thinners, which is not awesome. Blood thinners are kind of a volatile thing. And there's interactions with a lot of things, which is not fun. So I have to be very careful about that. I have to be very careful about what other medications I take. But yeah, so the cancer when I was 9, which luckily was I didn't have to do chemo that was a tumor. It was a tumor that was able to be taken out, and they had to go back in. Actually, yeah, scars are right there. And they had to go back in and get all of the skin around it because they biopsied it and they said, oh yeah, that's cancer. And because at first they thought it was just a cyst, and then they went back in and got all of the skin around it, and it never came back, which is amazing. But my family is incredible. My parents were incredible, and they really shielded me from a lot of that at the time. Like I didn't know until I was 14 that I actually had cancer when I was 9, because they never used that word with me when I was 9. And when I was 14, I found out, I was livid because I was like, how could you not tell me? But now that I'm a mom, I get it,
Yeah.
because when a kid hears the word cancer, especially me, because I lost 2 of my grandparents to cancer by that point, they're going to think death, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get it, you know, but when I was livid. I didn't talk to them for like a week. I was so mad. But like I said, now that I'm a mom, I get it. And I'm very grateful that they did it, how they did it. Because I think it would have been a much harder, I mean, it was hard enough as it was, but I think it would have been much more difficult if they hadn't done it the way they did it. I think it would have been much, much harder. Yeah.
So on a scale of from 1 to 10, how do you feel today?
I take it you've heard that piece. Yeah, that piece is kind of blown up, dude. It's wild. That piece is important. I think that's one of those important ones. And I'm not, this is something that people find annoying about me, and that's fine. I'm brutally honest. So I say some things that sound very arrogant, and I don't mean them that way, but some of my pieces are important. I think that's one of the important ones, because I think that's one of those that we need to stop doing that. Those numbers are arbitrary. They mean nothing. Like the physical pain scale is bullshit enough, right? Like, I don't know if you have kids or, you know, have had to be in the hospital for anything serious or anything like that. But those physical pain scales they have on the wall, right, with like the smiley faces.
Yeah.
Those are useless enough, right? But when you take that and try to apply that to a mental health scale, that's even more useless, because it's all subjective. It's completely arbitrary. So pieces like that, I think, are important. And I think pieces like that need to be heard. So I'm glad it's kind of, you know, getting seen and getting heard. So I'm glad you heard that piece. That makes me happy.
Yeah. So you also go live often, usually like for hours on a day.
Oh, you mean like live hop? Yes. I don't really go
Yes.
live.
How do you find these I don't know, I don't know what to call it right now anymore. I want to say venue, but like venue makes me seem like it's physical.
Oh, like the platform.
How do you find these live platforms?
Yeah.
To perform your pieces?
Some of it, you know, there's actually, for anybody in the room who is a fellow poet or wants to perform, there's a page here on IG. I want to shout her out. She's awesome. It's 4 Open Book, the number 4, and then Open Book. She posts like open mics and stuff every day. And she's awesome. So she posts those every day for poets and singers, and she posts those. That's how I really got into it. That's really how I found them to begin with. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It started kind of slow, where I would hit maybe, you know, I would find one a day, and then I would be like, oh wait, I think there's another one. And then I kind of got used to like, okay, I think he goes live here in a little bit. I think she goes live like an hour after him, I think. And once you get used to kind of everybody's schedule, it's easy to hop on and say, okay, so-and-so is going live here in a little bit. Okay, I know him, he'll let me on. Or like, I don't really like her. You know, like you kind of get the feel of like where you should go and when. And then I was able to hop on bigger platforms like Poets Playground. For Open Book, Poets Playground just commented, Frizzy, thank you. Yeah, shout out for Open Book. She's amazing. And so I was able to hop on Poets Playground, and now Queen of the North on the Playground, which is very exciting. And, you know, so I was able to hop on bigger platforms like that, and that's given me amazing experience and a bit more exposure. And so, yeah, I mean, how do I find the mics? Honestly, For Open Book is the answer to that question, is how I started finding the mics, because she's incredible, and she posts like all of the mics every single day.
Okay, cool, cool. So tell us about your side hustle right now. You're selling masks right now?
I am, yeah. So I have an Etsy store, and it's called Cynic Insomniac Sews. Sorry, Cynic Insomniac Sewing. And yeah, I have like 4 or 5 different lines, styles. I have holiday, which can probably take down now, but I just started doing like a sports line, and then I have tie-dye, which sells pretty well because we're artists, come on. And then I
Right.
have kids as well. That's relatively new. I just started selling those as well. And that's one of those things that's fun because it's therapeutic, but it's also really time consuming. So I did, hell yeah, I think Queen of the North. So I did do like made all of them before I posted them. So they're ready to ship. So yeah, they're there. They're $13 free shipping. And that's kind of helping me when I do make sales, supplement my graduate school income, which is not terribly a lot at the moment.
Nice.
As a single mom, just it's that's not a lot of money for a single mama, for just a graduate school stipend, because that's meant for students
Yeah.
who are not supporting anyone else. But
What are you studying?
German languages and literature.
That's one of my questions.
Huh?
You speak. I was gonna. Oh God, I'm not even gonna try attempt to do a German accent. So you speak German?
Yeah, and French.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
I like you say like so nonchalantly, like everyone just speaks German and French casually.
I do. I don't know. Yeah.
What made you want to study that?
Um, my undergraduate degree was in French. I mean, I'm 32 now, but my undergraduate degree was in French. And then I did a little bit of grad school in French and hated my life for a lot of reasons. And just kind of said, okay, tapping out. And did not finish grad school the first time. I thought I would regret that, but I don't, because it ended up being the best decision I ever made. Frizzy. Don't distract me, dude. So I left grad school with French and ended up moving to Germany and finding an au pair job. And I spoke very little German when I moved there.
Yeah.
And I learned German, just kind of picked it up on the streets as I lived there. And I lived there for like 3.5 years. So my French is not near as good as it used to be, but I can still understand it pretty fluently.
Yeah.
My speaking is not fluent anymore, but I can speak it. My German is completely fluent. But yeah, my French is not, unfortunately, it's not as fluent as I would like it to be, but yeah.
Tell us about your weight loss journey.
Yeah. So right now I'm kind of like not going down anymore. Unfortunately, I've kind of like plateaued just because COVID. But yeah, so I was like 240 probably.
Wow.
I was pretty heavy. Like 3 or 4 years ago. And then I started working at a hospital as a unit clerk, and I was walking all the time. And I worked anywhere from 8 to 16-hour shifts, depending on the day. And it was just, constant movement. And I decided to stop eating like shit. So I stopped eating like shit, and I was walking all the time. So I ended up dropping a lot of weight pretty quickly. And I haven't gained a significant amount back. I've gained back maybe 10 pounds. But that's since COVID, so I'm not really even that mad at it. Because if I'm gaining, only 10 pounds and, out of you know, 10 months of essentially not leaving my house, like, I'm okay with that. You know, like that's I can lose that again. That's fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was difficult because I tried, well, and I have PCOS. I don't know if you know what that is. It's polycystic, it's called PCOS. It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And it's something that women with PCOS, it makes it really, really difficult to lose weight. And it's like you carry your weight at like a certain place. And like, if you saw me, like I have like skinny legs, relatively like not huge on top, and like all of my weight is like around my middle. And that's what PCOS does. It just like you puts all your weight like in one spot. And it makes it just really hard to lose it. And so for years I had such a hard time trying to lose weight, and I just kind of blamed it all on the PCOS. And I decided I was just being lazy and I needed to stop doing that. Because that is easy to do, because it does make it really hard. It does. But it doesn't make it impossible. Like, I was just being a lazy ass and saying like, PCOS, I can't lose weight. No, you can lose weight, bitch. Like, stop being lazy. So I was just being lazy, and I started walking and I started doing stuff. And sorry, I curse a lot. I'm sorry.
No, do it. Please,
yeah.
Please curse.
I'm just me. And that's something I was telling a friend of mine today on one of Frizzy's posts, if he's still in here. I'm me, right? Like, I'm gonna be me. And if that's cursing sometimes, then cheers. Like, it's kind of who I am.
So who is your doctor? Who? Because you're a Doctor Who fan, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Who is your doctor?
Tennant. Matt Smith was not bad.
He wasn't bad at all. No.
He was, I mean, between 10 and 11, close fight between 10 and 11. But 10 had it.
Have you been watching the new episodes?
I haven't. I didn't.
Me neither. I feel so bad.
I don't. Honestly, I lost.
Really? Why?
No, dude. 12? Really?
Wait, are we talking about
12, the doctor?
Well, what's his name?
Exactly.
The eyebrows.
Exactly. That's my point. Neither of us.
You didn't like him?
No, I didn't like him.
I loved him.
Oh, come on. No.
Oh my God, his monologue. Okay. Monologues, plural.
I don't know. Apparently I didn't watch enough to get the monologue. I don't know.
What? Did you like Clara?
She was okay.
I hated Clara.
I don't know. I mean, after Amy, it was obviously like a, but like. Obviously, yeah. But like, I don't know. She was okay. I did not like 12. I just didn't like him. I'm like, maybe I just didn't give him enough.
Capaldi.
I don't know. But after Matt Smith left, I was kind of like, and then they brought this dude out. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't know. Not a fan. Also, I am one of those shallow people who I like to be at least a tiny bit attracted to the people I'm watching on screen.
You don't think Capaldi's like a little hot? He's like a little hot.
No.
What?
No.
He's like hot for an old guy.
He's like 70 years old and.
But like, 70-year-olds can be attractive.
Huh?
70-year-olds can be attractive. I'm exposing myself right now.
If they have like he's like a beanpole. He's like this big. Nah, dude. Mm-mm. Also, I didn't think Clara was attractive. I'm bisexual, so it's like, come on, you have two options, right? Like, make either of them attractive. I don't think Clara was very attractive either, so it's like, come on.
Really?
Come on.
Clara's gorgeous.
Come on.
But that's all she had for her.
But again,
she's a very pretty lady.
But again, compared to Amy, come on.
So funny. Okay.
Nerded out and probably cleared the room. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, right. Watch Doctor Who if you don't watch it.
The old ones.
Okay.
11.
Why did I write this down? I'm going to ask it anyway. A good portion of your poetry is social commentary. Mm-hmm. Useful idiots, for example. Mm-hmm. What was the intent behind that?
Oh yeah, useful idiots. So Useful Idiots is a piece about, it was actually one of my first spoken word pieces. It was written during quarantine, when I was quarantined in Ohio with my daughter, and it was just me and her in the house, and stressful times. And it was during the anti-mask protests with all of these idiots who had these signs and one of the signs literally said something about slavery, about how this was like slavery, trying to wear a mask. And my head exploded and if my head exploded, this pale redhead, and I'm like how stupid though, like, come on. So, and that piece came out of it because it's just, they were risking, and I that's such an old piece that I don't really remember how it ends, but it's something to the effect of like, not only are you risking your life, but you're risking everyone's lives doing this because it's so contagious. So why?
Yeah.
Like, what is the point? What is your point? Why are you doing this? And it was just so infuriating. And people are so stupid. See, and this, again, cynical insomniac, but this is why I have that cynicism in me, is because I see stuff like that and I go, okay, it's not just that one guy, right? And then I watch the news, not just Fox News or whatever. I watch other news. I see other protests. I'm like, no. It's more than that one guy. It's however many people. Oh, and look, none of them are wearing masks. Oh, great. Oh, look, it was a super spreader event. Oh, look, they're doing it a week later again after seeing it was a super spreader. Oh, look, like, people are stupid. People are stupid. And it's infuriating. As someone with an autoimmune disorder, as someone with a daughter who has an autoimmune disorder, as someone with a mother who is immunocompromised, all three of us are immunocompromised. For me, I'm not necessarily more, and again, this is in my piece Cancerous, I'm not necessarily more susceptible to catching COVID, but if I got COVID, it could literally kill me at a much higher rate than it could kill other 32-year-olds. Okay? Just because of how my blood is already so fucked up. So it could kill me. And then to see these selfish people out here going, oh, but I want to go get my hair cut. Okay. I want to keep living.
Wow.
Which one is more important? And it was just, I was just very, and still am apparently talking about it now. It just triggers me because they're just very selfish. They're very selfish. And it's frustrating as someone who deals with being immunocompromised, as someone who deals with being the mother of someone who is immunocompromised and being the daughter of someone who is immunocompromised. It's difficult because when I even go to the store, I'm extra careful. And other people are going out purposefully being not careful at all, putting me and my family at risk. Frustrating.
That's so interesting that you say that because I'm a huge fan of, if anyone watches The Controversy, and they're weighing what's more stressful, wearing masks or being socially distanced, and they said another thing, but I forgot what it was. But I'm like, I go out to the store. There's a wine bar around the corner from my house that I go to occasionally. But people like always want to touch you, and I'm like, why are you touching? We don't have to touch each other. We can talk to each other from like
COVID either, though, to be fair. So
I've always been like that, right? Like, why are you touching strangers? That's so weird to me. That's so, and I'm a bad person because I don't want to hug you or give you a high five. Dude, we don't need to high five.
I told my sister-in-law earlier today. She's amazing. I was trying to get her. She's the one I wanted to invite, but she's amazing, right? And she's super supportive. And she was just being so sweet. And I told her, I was like, Emma, I love you so much, but I'm not going to hug you because I'm not a hugger. And she was like, no, I feel it. I feel your love. Thank you. And I was like, I just don't.
We don't have to touch each other.
I'm just not like the only, like, I don't hug people until I want to hug them. Like, I just don't, like, not my thing. Not a touchy-feely person.
I don't get it.
I don't. And like,
and I was hugged a lot as a child, so like I get like how it feels nice, but right now, also for future reference, like you wonder why you had the flu before, like. Okay, sorry, that was a rant. Sorry. Well, you're so fun to talk to. Okay, so what does home mean to you?
Well, so many things, but mostly, as that piece says, you know, my daughter, because wherever she is, I am, and wherever she is, I'm home. Because, you know, with everything else going on in my life, which is a lot, she keeps me grounded. She keeps me here. And, you know, without busting into that poem right now, you know, she is the only reason I'm here right now. Because I'll just say it this way, mental illness is real. And she saved my life. So yeah, her.
That's beautiful. Okay, where can we like you, stalk you, follow you, all that fun stuff?
So cynical _ insomniac here on IG, Cynical Insomniac on YouTube. My Etsy store, like I said, is Cynic Insomniac Sewing. I am coming out with merch here soon. Has one of my pieces from one of my most requested pieces, which is Pain Olympics, which is posted on my page. I also just finished a new piece here like an hour ago that I'm probably going to be, actually might do that on Playground next week, so I might not upload it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to upload a new piece probably tonight or tomorrow. Whether it's that one or another one, we'll see. But keep an eye out for new content. I'm going to be posting it soon.
And then 2 questions before I let you go. So I usually always ask a selfish question, and like something that you said that really like stirred this up inside of me. So I took a personality test today, and it said that I'm not compassionate and I'm not polite. And yeah. And something that how you said that the reason why I'm not compassionate, I'm not polite is because I'm very blunt. I don't mask my feelings.
If it tells you that you're not compassionate, it would tell me I'm a serial killer.
No, so I want to ask you, what do you think are the pros and cons of being straightforward and blunt, especially as a woman?
Yeah, thank you for tacking that on there. I think the pros are that people know what they get, right? So they come to you for your actual opinion because they know that you're going to tell them the truth. The cons are people may get irritated with you for saying something that is true, blatantly true, that people may not want to hear. And that happens to me a good bit. But, so don't listen. Like that's kind of, so stop listening then. If I'm pissing you off, don't listen. Click off my face. You know?
You're a really good mom.
I fucking hope so.
I hope so too. Okay. Can you perform a piece for us?
Absolutely.
Before you go?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you have a request or?
I don't have a request.
Okay. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to do my brand new one.
Yes.
Literally a world premiere. I have never done this in a live ever.
Okay.
Because I just finished it. It's called Footprints. I've started to think that maybe I'm just a ghost. But last time I checked, I left footprints in the snow, and ghosts can't do that. Can they? I don't know. I've never been a ghost before. I know that I'll see my reflection in the glass of the window when I walk past, no matter the fact that the people on the street ignore me in favor of their phones, or they walk with their head down, staring at their feet. So I guess I wouldn't be the only ghost in this world. It's not like they're only ignoring me. We're all collectively ignoring each other. We're all so focused on taking the perfect picture, or making the perfect post, or trying to figure out how our words or our video can get the most likes, all while our actual lives are flying by. How often do you see the sunset? How often do you stop to watch the sun set the sky on fire in an explosion of orange and pink and red? It's like we're already dead. It's like we're all ghosts floating through this world. We're not alive until we smile for the camera. It's not real until we post it, and we're not happy until someone likes it. Don't forget the filter, though. We mustn't let anyone know that the bags under our eyes are well-deserved after a long bout of sleepless nights. We mustn't let anyone know that something may be wrong in our life. So come alive and smile for the camera, then crop it. Adjust the lighting, make your eyes pop, and then take a few more just to make sure you got your best angle. We may have nothing more than a stranglehold on our lives and our sanity, but damn it, our smiles must be perfect, because we mustn't let anyone know that the face we wear on camera is a face that we can put on and take off. We mustn't let anyone see our true face. Not just physically, not just a face without makeup or without skin products applied, but the face we wear when we are alone, our actual face, the one that's not a lie. That's the face we want to hide the most. That's the face we're scared to show. That's the one we're ashamed to own, even though we all know that all of us have one. All of us do this. So why do we care? Why do we bother with the angles and the lighting and the Photoshop and the lying? Because the lies are prettier.
Yeah.
Even though the lies are worthless, we prefer the lies because it makes our life look right. Truth is worth more, but sometimes it's ugly. And even though we may leave footprints in the snow, we're not alive until we smile for the camera. The rest of the time, we're just ghosts.
I knew that you were cool, but I didn't know you were this cool.
Thank you.
You really are. I don't know what. I'm not very good with words. And another thing that the test said was I'm not very intelligent, which is true. It's true. And it's true though. Like I don't know really how to express myself in words, but if I can radiate from Florida to Ohio, that I think that you are such a phenomenal human being.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience. Oh my God.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. I appreciate you being interested in interviewing me. It's very cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna message you, okay?
Okay. Have a nice night. Thank you.
Bye.